Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Jnanantimirandasya Gyanam Gyana Shalakaya Chaksurum Militam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobhistam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Radati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Juta Padakamalam Shri Gurung Vaisnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatan Sahagana Raghunatan Vitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Sadvadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padam Sahagana Lalita Shri Visakanditamscha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandho Jagatpate Gopesa Gopika Kanto Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurange Radhe Vrindavanespare Visabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vanchakalpatarubhyascha Kipasindubhya evacha Patitanam pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasade Gaura Bhakta Vinda Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna. So today is most auspicious day, being the appearance day of Sri Nishinha Bhagavan. We chant this prayer every day, that Nisingha mantra. I'm going to read that translation also. Why is it that we chant this every day? Why don't we chant Kurma's prayer or Varaha's prayer? There are unlimited incarnations of the Supreme Lord, as it explains in the Shastras. It's like the waves in the ocean. This avatar. Avatar means one who descends. So Lord Nisingha is one of the avatars. He is Kalpa avatar. He comes every Kalpa. That means every 1,000 ages. It's like Lord Ramachandra. He comes also every Treta Yuga. So Lord Nisinghadev also, he comes. But why is it that we chant this prayer every day? That song that we just sang after the Jai Radha Madhava. And most of us also are not able to sing it properly. It's like the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra. We have to chant it properly so that it will have full effect. We don't say Hale or Hare Hare Ram 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 Ram, or you cannot add one Hare or one Krishna or one Ram. It has to be, for the mantras to have full effect, then it should be chanted properly, right? and I noticed that most of us are not able to chant it properly. It's always Nisingha. I was chanting it properly, but some of you are not able to chant it properly also. When I say, ito Nisingha, parato Nisingho, and you are saying, ito Nisingha, parato Nisingha. There is a big difference between Nisingho. Yato, yamitato Nisingha, bahir Nisingho, hidaye Nisingho. And you still saying, bahir Nisingha, hidaye Nisingha. So, it's a little bit, we have some Sanskrit wallas here in our audience or listeners. So, it has to be exactly pronounced, or we cannot make it. In Kali Yuga, there is no perfect pronunciation. We're not Brahmanas in the older days. But as much as possible, we should try to pronounce it properly. Otherwise, we're not be able to get the full effect. So why do we chant this every day? Actually, when Srila Prabhupada was ill one time in the early days, so he taught this mantra, this Nisingha mantra, Namaste Narasimhaya, to his disciples. And he told the whole movement should chant this for protection, so that he will get well soon. And even in 1985 or so, there was some dacoits in Mayapur. They taught Prabhupada, the small Prabhupada Murti and small Radharani Murti, they're made of gold. So they went and they took, in the middle of the night, that small Prabhupada Murti and a small Radharani. And there was some exchange of gunshots. There were guns fighting. And there's some casualties also. Somehow or other, we recovered Srila Prabhupada Murti, and the Radharani's Murti were not able to recover. So that's why there is also a Nisinghadev deity now, and it's been worshipped in Shida Mayapur. Nisinghadev is our deity for protection. It's like every time before we travel, we also chant Nisingha, Namaste Narasimhaya. Before we embark any traveling, we always do this for protection. And many devotees, they get so much blessings and mercy from Lord Nisinghadev. Whenever they are in danger, they will call out to Lord Nisinghadev. Just like Prahlad Maharaj, he was so much focused. So, yeah, we sing these prayers, this mantra every day for our protection. Ultimately, so that we'll not be able to be ensnared by the material energy. Protection from disease, free from sinful reactions, many, many things. And especially not to be succumbed by the material energy. Because the material energy is very, very powerful. But the Supreme Lord is more powerful, and He can deliver us if we sing this prayer. So I'm going to read that prayer, the translation. Maybe we just sing, and then devotees, they don't know the translation. And then later on, I'm going to read also 5 prayers from Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur. I offer my obeisances to Lord Narasimha, who gives joy to Prahlad Maharaj, and whose nails are like chisels and the stone like chest of the demon Hiranyakashipu. Hiranyakashipu is the king of demons. Even Prahlad Maharaj, he will address his father, "O best of the demons." Well, formerly, it was Jai, the doorkeepers in the heavenly, or so not heavenly, but Vaikuntha planets, Jai and Vijay. We heard that story previously, where Jai and Vijay, they stopped the four Kumaras from entering the first incarnations of the Supreme Lord. The four Kumaras, they're not direct incarnation, they are empowered Shaktyavesh avatar from the 3rd chapter of the 1st canto of the Srimad Bhagavatam, specific scheduled incarnations of the Supreme Lord. They were just young boys, and somehow they got this mystic power. They remain young boys even though they're millions and millions of years old. And out of their curiosity, they reached the Vaikuntha planets. Before, there are Brahma Badis. They're not devotees of the Supreme Lord, but they became attracted with the smell of the tulsi, along with the chandan from the lotus feet of the Supreme Lord, that they reached up to the 7th gate of Vaikuntha, but then they were stopped by these two chokidars, Jai and Vijay. Not like our chokidars who's sleeping sometimes. They're fully awake, so you cannot enter there if you're not supposed to be there. But they didn't know that these four Kumaras, they were qualified somehow. But then they were stopped, and then they were cursed. They were cursed by the four Kumaras to take birth in the earthly planets or in the material world. And this is a great plan of the Supreme Lord. Lord Narayan, he knew that this is going to happen, so he gave them a choice whether to take birth, 7 birth, is that it? 7 birth as demons, or 3 births as 7 births as devotees, or 3 births as demons. And they chose to be demons. And the Supreme Lord wanted to exhibit his fighting spirit, and later on he became as Nisinghadev to kill this Hiranyakashipu. Actually, Nisinghadev is none other than the chakra. The Supreme Lord in the Vaikuntha planets, he is having this Padma, Gada, chakra, and conch, yes, conchal, in four arms. So this chakra is none other than Lord Nisinghadev. That same chakra that was used by Lord Krishna to kill Shishupal, cut off his head. Same chakra that was running after Durvasa Muni up to the Vaikuntha planets. So chakra is for the demons to protect the devotees. So Hiranyakashipu is one of these last birds. Hiranyakashipu, and what's the other one? Huh? Yes, Hiranyaksha. Hiranyaksha is the elder brother. Hiranyakashipu and Hiranyaksha. Hiranyaksha was killed by the boar incarnation, Varaha. And to pacify the relatives or the family members, actually Hiranyakashipu, he knew the Vedas. He understood the Vedas. He knows that the soul is eternal. But one thing is that he doesn't accept the supremacy of the Supreme Lord. That is the difference between the devotees and the demons. Devotees, they know that Krishna is a supreme. Now the demons, even though they know that Krishna is the supreme, they don't accept him. That's why they are demons. And therefore, Hiranyakashipu, in order to pacify, he told stories about the nature of the soul to his family members, and to avenge the death of his brother Hiranyaksha, he planned to become immortal. He planned to become immortal. And he performed so much austerities that there is some fire emanating from his head, and it's practically burning the whole universe. The whole universe were trembling. Even the denizens of the heavenly planets, the demigods, they were so afraid that they went to see Lord Brahma. They went to see Lord Brahma because usually this is the proper way to do it. Whenever they are in trouble, they go see Lord Brahma to ask help to Lord Narayan in the milk ocean. He would go there. But this time, Lord Brahma first, he went to see Hiranyakashipu, but he cannot find him. But there was a big ant hill. Actually, he was covered up by this ant hill, and his body, his flesh was all eaten up by ants. In such a yuga, you can still be alive, even if you're already just like bones. In Kali Yuga, it's not possible. You have to be a flesh together, or body, the blood, mucus, bile, they have to be all together. But in such a yuga, Hiranyakashipu, due to his performing great austerities, he was standing on his toes and his arms raised like this, almost reaching the sky. But somehow his austerity is not the same as the austerities of the devotees. Devotees also perform austerities, like performing, like say, chaturmasya or fasting, to please the Supreme Lord, to attract the Supreme Lord. The materialists, they perform austerities to increase their sense enjoyment. Hiranya Kashipu means gold and soft bed. Soft bed, why? Because usually the materialists are lazy and they just want to enjoy, which the highest pleasure is sex. So Hiranyakashipu is the epitome of this. Lord Nrsimha is here and also there. Wherever I go, Lord Nrsimha is there. He is in the heart and is outside as well. I surrender to Lord Nrsimha, the origin of all things and the supreme refuge. Yes, Lord Nrsimhadev is none other than Lord Krishna. The potency of Lord Nrsimhadev, Lord Ram, and Lord Krishna, they are all equal. But Lord Krishna is still excelled a little bit more because he is the source of everything. Isvara Parama Krishna, Satchid Ananda Vigraha. He is the Purna Bhagavan, Swayam Bhagavan, Purna Bhagavan, complete. So Lord Nrsimhadev also is like that. He's everywhere, as even also as the Super Soul. He is present in every atom, in every spiritual or material world. He's present everywhere. So Hiranyakashipu, when he was doing these austerities and Lord Brahma came to see him, he cannot find him. He just figured out that this is there in the ant hill because covered up. And what he did with his kamandalu, he poured the water, some water there, and then eventually the whole full body, the effulgence, says that the effulgence of Hiranyakashipu is like 1,000 suns, so bright. not just him, actually all of the jivas, they have this effulgence. The effulgence of all the jivas is that like, it says in the Shastras, like 10,000 suns rising at the same time. But now we're covered up by the modes of material nature, goodness, passion, and ignorance, that we're not able to exhibit this effulgence. But then he became pleased. He offered his obeisances, he offered prayers to Lord Brahma, not that because Hiranyakashipu loved Lord Brahma, he offered obeisances to him because he wanted some benediction. Usually, this is like this. The materialists will offer obeisances or respects to sadhus, but they don't want to attain love of God or to get rid of material desires. They want to fulfill their material desires. It's like they will say, Dandabat Maharaj, Maharaj, give me your blessings. But the blessings that the materialists wanted is that they want some material benefits so that their business will prosper. They'll have a big bank account. They have a big house. Everything for sense enjoyment. But the devotees is the opposite. When we offer obeisances to the Supreme Lord, we show respect. We show our love. We show that we are servants and that the Supreme Lord is supreme. Or in that matter, for other devotees or Vaishnavas who are more advanced, we offer obeisances to them so that we can get their blessings, so that we can advance spiritually. So, Brahma asked Hiranyakashipu, how may I serve you? To appease him, because the whole universe is trembling with fear. Everyone is in fear. Hiranyakashipu wanted to become immortal. This is his main aim. So he asked Lord Brahma that, I want to become immortal. Please give me the benediction that I will become immortal. But Lord Brahma says, that's not possible because I myself, I have to die. Sahasra Yuga Pariyantam, it says in the Bhagavad-Gita, the lifespan of Lord Brahma is 3.11 trillion years compared to our, where we live for 100 years, maybe 90 years, maybe 80 years, maybe 70 years. And for the young ones, if they live 60 years, they'll be lucky. And in Kali Yuga, it says 35 years. You're considered as old. So some of us are in our middle age now. So I cannot do that. Okay. Well, give me the benediction that I will not die either in day or night. That I will not die of any beast, any man, the cause, or even the demigods, or even the Supreme Lord. That I will not die either in water or in land or air. I will not die. Many, many things that he asked for. He wanted to cheat death. But Krishna cannot be cheated. Krishna is the greatest cheater. We cannot cheat the Supreme Lord. We may want to cheat the Supreme Lord, but it will not be possible because there is what you call karma. And karma is applicable to everyone. Karma doesn't choose, oh, he is a Brahmana, oh, he's a Sudra, okay, you get karma, the Brahmana will not get karma. The rich will not get karma, the poor will get karma. No, everybody. So, the Supreme Lord, through Brahma, says, okay, you can do that, you can have it, so be it. Tatastu, so be it, okay. Then he conquered He conquered every nook and corner of the universe. All the demigods. Everyone was bowing down to Hiranyakashipu, excluding Brahma and Lord Shiva. Everyone is serving Hiranyakashipu. He took the throne of King Indra. He took the throne of King Indra. So they passed, and he wanted to have Prahlad Maharaj to be like him. There's a saying in English, like father, like son. So he wanted him to be the next heir, to be the next king of demons, Prahlad Maharaj. So there is a school, there is a Gurukul, but it's not the same as our Bhaktivedanta Gurukul, international school. This Gurukul means the school of the spiritual master. And the spiritual master is Sukracharya. He's the spiritual master of the demons. And he has two sons, Sanda and Amarka. So they're very expert. Hiranyakashipu wanted Prahlad Maharaj to learn how to be expert in diplomacy, rule and divide, politics, cheating, an ideal demon. And his classmates, they're also sons of demons. They're all demons. But no, Prahlad Maharaj is not a demon. Prahlad Maharaj, he is a pure devotee of the Supreme Lord. In one kalpa, it says that he was son of Basu Sharma. Basu Sharma and his wife had 5 children, 5 sons. The 4 sons, they're very ideal sons, well-behaved. There's one son who is not so obedient, very unruly, and he was fond of prostitutes. So this one son had one prostitute friend, and one night they had a fight. They were fighting with each other. And so the son became angry. So he left. He went to the forest, and somehow or other he ended up in one place which he didn't know it was a temple. And the prostitute also, she went to the forest and she ended up to the same place. Both of them, they didn't know that it was a temple. And it was Caturdasi or Ekadasi. They were fasting. It was Ekadasi. They were fasting. Also, the whole night, they were awake, crying, thinking about, what happened. And eventually, when they woke up the next day, it was the temple of Lord Nishingadev. And so, this Brahmana and prostitute, the girlfriend, they got both benediction. The prostitute took birth next life in the heavenly planets, one of the heavenly planets as an Apsara, and this Brahmana became Prahlad Maharaj. Prahlad Maharaj. So one may ask, well, what happened? There was no Prahlad Maharaj before? No, there is always a Prahlad Maharaj. Whenever Lord Nisinghadev comes, there is always a Prahlad Maharaj. But the identity of this Brahmana merged into the body of Prahlad Maharaj. It's like Ramananda Roy. Ramananda Roy is Vishaka, Arjuna Niya, Sakhi, Arjuna also. 3 personalities. Lord Brahma is Prahlad Maharaj. No. Was it Prahlad? Yes, Prahlad Maharaj and one more entity. So these different associates of the Supreme Lord, sometimes they have 3 personalities in one person. It is the mood. So this Prahlad Maharaj, he got this before he was son of Basu Sharma, and he became Prahlad Maharaj. And one time when Hiranyakashipu was doing his tapasya in the mountain, the demigods, they took advantage of this, and they went to the palace, to the place of Hiranyakashipu, and they defeat all the demons, and they took Kayadu, the mother of Prahlad Maharaj, while Prahlad Maharaj was in the womb. So they trying to take her, and it is an etiquette. They know etiquette also, even though they are, yes, they know the etiquette, the Vedic etiquette, that if the woman is pregnant, you protect her also. You don't want to kill the child within the womb. So their plan is that to take Kayadu, and then after she will give birth, that they will kill the child. But then Narad Muni came. Narad Muni is a very special personality. He probably has the most disciples of any spiritual masters there are. Anything. You cannot imagine how many disciples he has. And he will initiate by the thousands, 10,000s, no problem, all at the same time. He has a disciple, snake disciple, right? He is a disciple which is a animal killer. He has a disciple, kings, in every walks of life. This is the duty of the spiritual master, that anyone who would take shelter of him, he will give shelter. This is the symptoms of the spiritual master. He's very compassionate, very kind. Of course, some spiritual masters, they only have maybe 1 disciple or 2 disciples, but some, many disciples. Just like in our movement, Srila Prabhupada asked Jayapatak Swami to have 10,000 disciples. How many disciples Maharaj has now? 50,000 disciples. He probably asked him 100,000 disciples, did he? He's very compassionate, very kind, but some, maybe 1 or 2. Who's that? Narottam Das Thakur? Huh? Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur? He probably has another one. God brother. That's it. But some are very kind. So Narad Muni came to rescue. And it's amazing, Narad Muni, also he come at the right time, at the right place, for the right reason. He knows, he's a Trikalagya. We have a Trikalagya Das here, a servant of Trikalagya, Narad Muni, who knows past, present, and future. So he knows, and he knew what's going to happen, that the demigods, they will take Kayadu. So he was there to intervene and ask, no, you do not know who is this person within the womb of Kayadu. He is a Mahabhagavat. He's one of the great acharyas or great teachers, spiritual master in Dharma. He's one of the Mahajan. Mahajana yena gata sapanta swayambhu narado shambhu komara kapila manu pralado janako bhishmo balir bayasaki bayam. He's one of the 12 Mahajans. So he brought Kayadu. Narad Muni brought Kayadu, the mother of Prahlad Maharaj, to his ashram, and he will give discourse on the Srimad Bhagavatam to Kayadu. He would every day give recitations of the Bhagavatam, just like in the month of Purushottam Mas, we have His Grace Ramakanta Prabhu. He will do 1 month, 12 cantos, Srimad Bhagavatam, the main, try to cover the whole thing. So while inside the womb of his mother, Narad Muni is giving this discourse to Kayadu, and Prahlad Maharaj was hearing. This is the nature of the spiritual, transcendental sound vibration. It's very powerful. Even if you're sleeping and it enters into your ears and goes to your heart, it'll purify you. It'll purify you. But when Prahlad Maharaj came out of the womb of his mother, actually when Kayadu went back to the kingdom of Hiranyakashipu, she forgotten everything. She had no memory of these teachings of the Srimad Bhagavatam. But Prahlad Maharaj, he understood, and he actually became a devotee at that time. He became a devotee. So much so that Hiranyakashipu did not know that he is a devotee. He didn't know. And then Hiranyakashipu asked the teachers, okay, you teach this boy, make him the best demon, better than me. Usually this is the aspiration, the desire. The teacher would like to have the student to become better than him, or the father would like to have the son to be better than him. But then they don't have a clue that Prahlad Maharaj was a pure devotee of the Supreme Lord. That during tiffin time, he would be trying to convince his classmates to become devotees. He would try to convince. He says, Komara acharet pragyo, now is the time while you're still young. Usually 5 years old, they're able to start to become aware of what's going on. Just like in our Gurukul in Mayapur, usually 5, 6 years old also, they started to take up the students. Here also, is it? 7? 7. Yes, of course, 5 years old in those days, they're very sharp. 5 years old these days, maybe not so sharp. Still like the mommy and papa. So, he learned many things from inside the womb, and he started teaching his friends, fellow sons of the other demons. And the children says, no, we want to play. What shall we do? We are just this young. We just want to enjoy. When we become old, then we will take up to this process. And Prahlad Maharaj says, no, this is the right time because you're still young. You'll be able to learn, grasp very easily. It's like any children, any young children, you teach them any language, they will learn so quickly. I know some children, they know like 3 or 4 languages. Bengali, Hindi, Russian, English. They will know so fast. But then he says, no. And anyway, slowly, he's able to convince Slowly, slowly, he's able to convince these demons, sons of the other demons. And in this way, one time, just like those who have sons or daughters who goes to school, the parents will ask, usually after school, "My dear child, what have you learned today?" Is that correct? Those who are parents? Yeah, you ask, you pat, you caress, and says, "Okay, tell me what you've learned today." So this is the first one. This is the reply of Prahlad Maharaj. That what have you learned? I'm going to really read it myself. Shri Prahlada Uvacha. Yeah, Hiranyakashipu, he makes sure that Prahlad Maharaj knows many, many things. And actually, before asking this, he asked his servants to give him a bath and clothe him nicely, and he was in the throne, and put Prahlad Maharaj on his lap. Shri Prahlada Uvacha Tatsadumanye Suravarya Dehinam Sadha Samudvigna Diyam Asadgrahat Hitbatmapatam Griham Andakupam Bhanam Gato Yaddarim Asrayeta. The translation. Prahlad Maharaj replied, Asura Varya, O best of the Asuras, king of the demons, as far as I have learned from my spiritual master, any person who has accepted a temporary body and temporary household life is certainly embarrassed by anxiety because of having fallen in a dark well where there is no water but only suffering. One should give up this position and go to the forest, Vana. More clearly, one should go to Vrindavan, where only Krishna consciousness is prevalent, and should thus take shelter of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Yes, Prahlad Maharaj, this was not expected, the answer that Prahlad Maharaj will give to Hiranyakashipu, to Asura Varya, king of the Asuras. He was surprised. Hiranyakashipu was surprised. What is this? Where have you learned this? What kind of education your teachers are giving to you? This is unexpected. I thought you will be telling me something else. He's talking about spiritual subject matter here. So, here he says that one should give up this position of being so much attached to the body. Any person who has accepted a temporary body and temporary household life is certainly embarrassed by anxiety, because householders, if they are not having Krishna as the center of their life, then they are like being in the blind well, andakupam. Andakupam, which is nothing but a blind well. Very difficult to get out. The only source of getting out of that blind well is from the association of the Vaishnavas, taking the dust from the lotus feet of a Vaishnava. The lowest part of our body is the feet, and usually the feet is the dirtiest. But for Vaishnavas or sadhus, their feet is not dirty. their feet is very special. Their feet is considered as tirtha, a holy place. Why is it lotus feet? Prabhupada says that the last most beautiful thing in this world is the lotus flower, especially the blue lotus flower, which is very difficult to find. If you're lucky enough, you go to the Himalayas, you'll be able to find this blue lotus flower. Usually we see white or pink, right? But blue, color of Krishna also. Why dust? This dust is very special, because everywhere they go becomes a holy place, becomes a tirtha. And this dust that touches their lotus feet can give one love of God, become free from all the encumbrances, all the material sufferings. One can become free from material contamination. Because the Vaishnavas or the sadhus, they're also always in touch with the Supreme Lord. Therefore, they're also glorious. This is the secret in Krishna consciousness. If one wants to make advancement, but taking their dust doesn't mean not following their instructions. That is more important. Taking dust doesn't mean, oh, I just want to get the blessings, I just want to get the mercy, but not following the instructions, especially the spiritual master. Taking the dust means following his instruction. The materialists want to touch also the dust of the sadhus, but as we mentioned earlier, it's for their own material gain. Instead of making advancement in Krishna consciousness, they go down because they don't follow the instructions of the Mahatma or great souls. So in this way, one can be free from material contamination. So Hiranyakasipu says, he chastised Sandayanamarka. So where do this very interesting statement that my son gave? We don't know. Are you sure? Maybe the school is being infiltrated by Vaishnavas, unwanted personalities. No, we don't see anybody there. It's all just school of the demons. Okay, you go, and I want you to be sure that you carefully teach him how to become a good demon. Of course, there's no such thing as a good demon. But in any case, so he came back again to the school and then started teaching and teaching and teaching. And then when the teachers are away, again, Prahlad Maharaj will teach the students about Krishna consciousness, and he will teach them about chanting of the holy name of the Lord. And in this way, they become more and more purified, that eventually they all became also Mahatma. A Mahatma can make others Mahatma. A sadhu can make also others sadhu, provided they follow the instructions of the sadhu. So once again, Hiranyakashipu summoned or asked Prahlad Maharaj, what have you learned this time? What have you learned this time? And Prahlad Maharaj recited, Sravanam Kirtanam Vishnu Smaranam Archanam Bandhanam Dashyam Sakyam Atmani Vedanam the 9 processes of devotional service, which in the Bhagavatam, it has the longest purport. Right, Ramakanta Prabhu? Have you seen any purports longer than that? Prabhupada put so much emphasis on this. 9 processes of devotional service. Of the most important is the chanting. But you cannot be good in chanting if you're not good in hearing. And if you're not good in hearing and chanting, you cannot be good in remembering. Krishna came in Kali Yuga in 2 forms. Archa Vigraha form and the holy name. Of the 2, the holy name is more potent in a sense because it's more compassionate, more merciful. The holy name. The holy name of the Lord, you don't need to be initiated to chant the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra. To worship the Supreme Lord, you have to become second initiated. But if you want to have full effect of the holy name, one must take initiation. Gurupad Asraya. One of the items, 64 limbs of devotional service. To take guidance, accept a bona fide spiritual master. So in this way, the full effect of the holy name will be received. So, yes, it's a science. This Krishna consciousness is a science. And Hiranyakashipu, he became so angry that he pushed Prahlad Maharaj on the floor. Where did you get this power? Where did you get this knowledge from? He says, it's the same knowledge. Where are you getting yours? Really? Okay. Then he started to traumatize. He started to punish. He put Prahlad Maharaj in a place where there's so many snakes, venomous snakes. With his servants, they pushed Prahlad Maharaj in a high cliff mountain. They gave him cake with poison. They put him in the boiling oil. They pushed trident and very sharp weapons. They did many things, 1,000 times, different kinds. And one time, Holika, the sister of Hiranyakashipu, who got the boon of never become burned. So she had an idea. She told her brother that I will take care of this boy. I will take care of this boy. You make a pile of wood and I'm gonna have him on my lap. We will go together in this pile of wood and you burn it. 100%. He will be burnt and I will be able to get out. Not burnt. So that day came. She took Prahlad Maharaj. She carried Prahlad Maharaj in a pile of wood. They burned the wood and immediately Prahlad Maharaj went out of that burning fire, pile of wood. Hiranyakashipu was surprised. What happened? Well, when the fire was burning, immediately your sister burned into ashes. And how about you? How did you survive? Well, somebody gave me a coat made of, very cold. And in this way, I was not being touched by the fire. That's how I survived. And he asked Prahlad Maharaj, where did you get your strength from? How did you survive to all of these things that has been done for you? This is unimaginable. Everyone is very scared with me, with my movement of my eyebrows. Everybody will run in fear. Even the demigods. And you're not even 1 inch fearful? How is this? How is this? Because all the time, Prahlad Maharaj was meditating on the lotus feet of the Supreme Lord. All the time. He's so absorbed. He was always chanting, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So he became so fierce now. He was so much devastated. He says, yes, he's everywhere. Prahlad Maharaj says he's everywhere. And then Hiranyakashipu says, is he here in this pillar? Not in this pillar. But is he in the pillar? Say, yes. See, he became so angry. With a sword in his hand, he smashed that pillar and came the most beautiful form of the Supreme Lord. Half man, half lion, roaring. Almost like that. So loud that this sound cracking the whole entire universe. But this sounds for the demons is very fearful. But for Prahlad Maharaj, this is the sweetest sound he'd ever heard. And now they start fighting. So they were fighting for a few hours. They were fighting for a few hours. It is not that Lord Nrsimhadev appeared at dusk. We only fast till dusk because that's the time when Hiranyakashipu was killed. But he appeared even few hours before that. They were fighting for a long time. Sometimes the demigods, all the demigods from the heavenly planets, they're all watching, and they thought that Nrsimhadev is being defeated. This is a play, like a mouse and a cat. The cat will play at the mouse as if, the mouse will be able to get away, but still under the claws of the cat. So eventually, slowly coming, that dusk is coming. Dusk means is neither day or night. It's like twilight. And he, by his claws is like chisels, very sharp. He put the body of Hiranyakashipu on the doorway. Neither out, neither inside, nor outside. In the middle. So he was killed not by any weapons, neither just by the very chisel-like claws. His body was bifurcated, open, the chest. He threw the heart on the floor. He took the intestines and wrapped around like a garland. He looks very beautiful, so to speak. For the devotees, this looks very beautiful. There was a court case in New York in the early days during Prabhupada's time. And the case is that we are brainwashing our devotees. We are brainwashing our devotees. So, Prabhupada says, why don't they read our books? See if it's really like we're brainwashing our devotees. Actually, our brains needs to be washed. Our brains are so filthy. It's full of dirty things, sinful desires. But then the judge, while reading also, he says, well, this is authentic. But then one of the accusers, they gave a picture of Lord Nrsimhadev. Your Honor, this picture, this is what they called He is God. With that picture, a famous picture of Nrsimhadev, and our altar also, there's a picture of Nrsimhadev. It's like in Mayapur. The Mayapur deity is called Stanu. Stanu Nrsimhadev. 1 foot going forward, standing. In the beginning, this is Ugra. Ugra Nrsimhadev. Angry Nrsimhadev. He's so angry. The Supreme Lord appeared. Lord Nrsimhadev appeared not to kill Hiranyakashipu. He appeared to please or protect and to give the proof that the words of his devotees are true. This is why Lord Nrsimhadev came. The demons, they can be killed by time. They can be killed by time. Time I am the destroyer of everything. So in Mayapur, when they asked, because as in the beginning of this discussion, in 1985, so they concluded that they have to have a deity of Nrsimhadev, because Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, and he asked in those days, there were some problems given by the dacoits to the temples in Mayapur. And he asked Bhaktivinoda Thakur also what to do. So Bhaktivinoda Thakur says that you should worship Nrsimhadev. So now, it was concluded by the management in Mayapur that we should worship also Nrsimhadev to stop further problems in the future and to protect our movement, the Sankirtan movement. So that devotee, he went to South India, and he asked, it was Bhaktisiddhanta Prabhu, our Bhaktisiddhanta. He was the one who drew the sketch of how Nrsimhadev would look like. So he went there and he says, no, we cannot do it. He went back again, then he went back again to South India. He says, let me ask my guru, the Stapati. And then the guru asked, who is this for? And the guru found out that it is for ISKCON. Says, okay, you can do it. And then the guru says, this angry mood of Lord Nrsimhadev has never been curbed in the last 3,000 years. Last 3,000 years. This is like no one, because to worship, first of all, you have to be Naistika Brahmachari. That you never had any connection with the opposite sex. You have to be Paka. So when the devotee went back again to tell that this is the conditions that they will do it, Jananivas Prabhu agreed to worship the deity. And those brahmacharis, there's one brahmachari there who's been there for like years and years. I've known him for like maybe 25 years or so. Mantra Prabhu. You know Mantra Prabhu? He's been there for so many years. So he went back again. He says, yes, we'll do it in 6 months. And then he came, they cannot wait, so he came after 4 months. And the Stapati says, well, we have not seen the stone yet. He says, well, what do you mean, what stone? There's so many kinds of stones, you can do any kind of stone. No. Stone has to be alive. The stone has to have some symptoms. There's some kind of insect that eats this kind of stone, the granite, black granite, that you can see the trace, that you can see some kind of a hole, and there's some trace going on. Says, okay, can you please also curve a deity of Prahlad Maharaj? He has to be 1 foot tall. 1 foot. This is not impossible. If you have 1 foot of Prahlad Maharaj, Nrsimhadev will be 120 feet. So no. Cannot be. Prahlad Maharaj will be like an amoeba. It's something very small, because the present deities that we have right now, Nrsimhadev in Mayapur, you cannot have like that. But eventually, after so much convincing, yes, he agreed. So he came back again and started. When he came back, he just saw a square and some sketches, white sketches. It's taking too long. It's taking too long to curve this deity. He says, just give me some time. So he went back again, the devotee, he came back again. It was Atma Tattva Prabhu. He came back again and he says, oh, it'll be ready very soon. So the deities was curved, and the Stapati put the deity in a small kind of area, and it caught on fire. So when the devotee came back, he says, please take him now, because your deity is really like on fire. So much heat is there. And to bring the deity back to Mayapur, they rented a big truck, because he is weighing 1 ton. That means 1,000 kilo. And on the way, yes, before transporting, you need to have so much papers, right? And those who are in the archaeological department, you know, the state department controlling this, as soon as they see the picture of Nrsimhadev, immediately they'll sign. No bakshish. They were all afraid. They were all afraid to see Lord Nrsimhadev. And it was so smooth. Actually, the Stapati says he did a preliminary installation. That's why the deity is so alive now. And Prabhuji, he brought the deity in Mayapur without any problem. So Lord Nrsimhadev is so merciful. He's full of compassion to the conditioned souls, that if we're going to ask prayers from the Supreme Lord, it should be only to get rid of our material desires, to increase our love for Him, the Supreme Personality of Godhead. It's like Ganesh. Ganesh Ji is the deity for eliminating the material obstacles. It's like any yagyas, also Ganesh is being worshipped. It's like every doors, you know, when we go travel different places in the world, the doors of the devotees or Hindus who lives in India, they have Ganesh. Marriage, they put Ganesh in their wedding cards. So Lord Nrsimhadev is the one who can help us also to eliminate the obstacles in the process of devotional service. He can get rid of this. If with faith, full conviction, and surrender, we ask the Supreme Lord to please help us, because on our own we cannot do it. It's not possible. Even to chant the holy name of the Lord, we have to ask the Supreme Lord Himself to help us chant the holy name purely. Without asking the help of the Supreme Lord, we cannot move ahead. We have to ask also Nam Prabhu to chant purely the holy name. So, in the process of devotional service, we have to ask the Supreme Lord to help us, those who are conditioned materially under the modes of nature, to come to the platform of pure devotional service. He's the only one who can help us. So Bhaktivinoda Thakur, he has a prayer. I'm just going to read this. This will conclude our meeting today. This is from the Sinaudvip Bhavataranga. 5 prayers to Lord Nrsimhadev. With this prayer, will come purely in the line of aspiring love and devotion to Sri Radha and Krishna. Edusta hidaye kama adiru ripuchaya kutinate pratistasa satya sadaraya hridaya sodhana ara krishnera vashana nishinha charane mora eto kamana. Within my sinful heart, the 6 enemies headed by lust perpetually reside, as well as duplicity, the desire for fame, plus sheer cunning. At the lotus feet of Lord Nrsimha, I hope that He will mercifully purify my heart and give me the desire to serve Lord Krishna. Kandiya nishang hapade magibo kakana nirapade nabadvipe jugala bhajana bhaya bhaya payayandra darsane se hari prasana hoibo kabe mora dayakari. Weeping, I will beg at the lotus feet of Lord Nrsimha for the benediction of worshipping Radha and Krishna in Navadvip, perfectly safe and free from all difficulties. When will this Lord Hari, whose terrible form strikes fear into fear itself, ever become pleased and show me His mercy? Yadyapi bisana murti dusta jiva prati Praladadhi Krishna Bhakta Jani Bhadraati Kabeva Prasana Hoye Sakripa Bachane Nirbhaya Karibe E Mudha Akinchane. Even though Lord Nrsimha is terrifying toward the sinful souls, He offers great auspiciousness unto the devotees of Lord Krishna, headed by Prahlad Maharaj. When will He be pleased to speak words of compassion unto me, a worthless fool, and thereby make me fearless? Swachande baiso he vatsa si gauragadamne jugala bhajana ho rate ho name mama bhakta kripabale vigna ja vidura Sudachite Bhajo Radha Krishna Rasapura. He will say, Dear child, sit, sown freely and live happily here in Sri Gauranga Dham. May you nicely worship the divine couple, and may you develop loving attachment for their holy names. By the mercy of my devotees, all obstacles are cast far away. With a purified heart, just perform the worship of Radha and Krishna. for such worship overflows with sweet nectar. E bole kabe mora mastaka upara swiya sicharana harse daribe isvara amani jugala preme sadvika vikare daraya lutibo ame shini singhadware. Saying this, would the Lord delightedly place His own divine lotus feet upon my head? I will experience sublime love for the divine couple, Radha and Krishna, and undergo the ecstatic transformations called sattvika. Falling on the ground, I will roll about at the door of Sri Nrsimha's temple. Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur ki jai. Yes, in conclusion, I've heard also, it's like in the Bhagavatam, Srila Prabhupada says that Lord Nrsimhadev made sure when he was asking, why don't you ask for benediction? So he asked one main benediction, that his father will be saved, that he'll become free from any offenses. And he says, you don't worry. 21 generations ahead and back is free. They become liberated. So this is for the Uttama Bhakta. For the Madhyam Bhakta, I've heard 14 generations ahead and back. And for the Kanistha Bhakta, 7 generations ahead and back. So there's a hope. There's a hope for us, and there's a hope for our families. Somehow, even though we don't become Kanistha Bhakta, Kanistha Vaisnav, not Uttama Vaisnav, even Kanistha Vaisnav, our families can also be carried to become liberated. So this is very, we learn so many instructions from this history or this story of Prahlad Maharaj. It must be also the most, so many chapters in the Bhagavatam. It must be the most also, is it? Huh? I think so. Most chapters, longest story that we've heard in the Bhagavatam, practically the whole 7th canto of the Srimad Bhagavatam. So today we pray to Lord Nrsimhadev to protect our movement and to also free us from material desires so that we may attain pure loving devotional service to the Supreme Lord. And today we're fasting till dusk, which means there's plenty or lots of time to hear, to read these different chapters of the Srimad Bhagavatam on your time. That doesn't mean it's finished. As we've mentioned earlier, we're fasting till dusk, but for the young ones, the old and the sick, and those who will have to take medicine, you can take some prasadam, Ekadasi prasad. But for those who are able to fast the whole day, that is most admirable. You'll get full blessings, just like the son of Basu Sharma, who fasted the whole day. And hopefully, for the Grihastas, your future children will become also like Prahlad Maharaj. Ideal Prahlad Maharaj, ideal Vaishnava. And for those brahmacharis, follow in his footsteps already, Prahlad Maharaj. Okay? Thank you very much. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Hitai Gaur Premanande Hari Hari Bol.